13 Inspiring comeback stories of celebrities. Most of these celebrities have made their mark not only with their skills and personalities but the struggles they've endured through their making. Here are a few lesser-known facts about some famous people that tell us how inspiring their journey has been. The Beatles. Before they became the biggest pop name of all time, the Beatles were having a hard time convincing record labels to sign them. Guitar groups are on their way out. Mr. Epstein, Dick Rowe of Decca Records gave the band a clear rejection. Julie Andrews. The musical face and voice of Mary Poppins, Julie Andrews, almost had her singing voice taken in a surgery. After the procedure in 1997, she was rendered unable to sing. She later recovered and sang again professionally in The Princess Diaries 2, 2004. Kanye West. As well as his career as a rapper, Kanye West has found success as a fashion designer, but he was actually rejected from studying at the world's most famous fashion school, Central St. Martin's, because of him being too famous. Madonna. Not every star starts by shining the brightest. Madonna, long before she rose to her stardom, worked at a Dunkin' Donuts outlet. And if that wasn't enough, she was fired for squirting jelly on a customer. Mark Wahlberg. Back in 1988, long before he was an actor, he went to prison for beating up a Vietnamese man in the street. 16-year-old Wahlberg was charged with attempted murder and served 45 days in prison. Leighton Meester. While she played her role as a sophisticated upper-class ambitious girl, Blair, her actual backstory isn't as bright and shiny. Leighton was born in prison, where her mother was serving time for smuggling drugs. Natalie. More than just a pretty face, Natalie Portman is a Harvard graduate with a degree in psychology. She has had papers published in 2 scientific journals. The first one being a simple method to demonstrate the enzymatic production of hydrogen from sugar, and the other one on frontal lobe activation during object permanence, data from near-infrared spectroscopy, that she co-authored while at Harvard University. Nichelle Nichols. Nichelle Nichols, who played Uhura in the worldwide phenomenon Star Trek, was convinced by Martin Luther King Jr. not to quit the franchise. Nichols, one of few black women on TV in the mid-1960s, wished to leave after the first season until King urged her to stay, telling her that her character had opened a door for black Americans. Rebel Wilson. If you ask anyone what inspired them to their career choices, they'll have very motivating answers. But if you ask Pitch Perfect fame, Rebel Wilson, the same question, she'd reply malaria. She fell ill while in Zimbabwe when she was a 17-year-old, and hallucinated about winning an Oscar. She took it as a sign and boom, she landed in the acting biz. Robert Downey Jr. Everyone's favorite Tony Stark once had a tiff with his drug addiction. Back in 2003, he was driving a car with a lot of drugs when he went through Burger King's drive-thru. The burger was disgusting, and he felt that this meant something terrible is about to happen. That's all it took for the star to dump all the drugs he held into the ocean. Rowan Atkinson. Rowan Atkinson, aka Mr. Bean, had a brush with death while flying over Africa in 2001 when his private plane's pilot fainted. He had to take the controls, despite never having flown a plane before. The pilot regained consciousness mid-flight and landed the plane. Shakira. Shakira wasn't permitted from her school's choir, and her classmates said she sounded like a goat. Sylvester Stallone. In the early days of his career, Sylvester Stallone was so broke that he had to sell his dog Butkus for $50. After striking it rich by selling the script for Rocky, Stallone bought him back at a huge markup of $3,000. How did you like the story? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. And don't forget to subscribe.